Hey everyone, Kyle Walker here. If you love cars, fixing things, or just want to understand your vehicle better, you're in the right place. I share hands-on tips, smart driving advice, and straight-up car talk without the fluff. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stick around till the end. You don't want to miss what's coming up. Let's get
Among the
into it.
many techniques that help the driver to improve the well-being of his car and, accordingly, to increase its efficiency. In operation, experts unanimously note the polishing of car headlights that do not shine well. This work itself is not a special difficulty. It is feasible for almost everyone, even beginners of automobile business, but it requires knowledge of some nuances, tricks, as well as a certain skill. After competent polishing, headlights almost always return to their former transparency and illumination power, so there is no need to buy new ones. Why it is necessary to restore the transparency of headlights. The main purpose of polishing car headlights is to restore fully or at least partially their efficiency, strength, contrast of illumination. They over the years become increasingly dim precisely because of the glass, which become cloudy, covered with mechanical damage, and therefore begin to insufficiently transmit the light flux. The causes of such deformation are usually standard. They are the same for cars of almost all classes and models. These are, in particular, change in the physical characteristics of glass. Plastic headlights due to a long line of their use, turbidity. During operation, the outer body of the car is constantly in contact with external irritants, small stones, grains of sand, and other objects of different size and hardness. Most often this happens at speed, so the paintwork, glass headlights are covered with scratches, chips, and other defects, sometimes significant in size. If it concerns glass, it eventually loses its transparency and ability to transmit light. The driver himself is often the culprit behind the deterioration of headlight luminous power, without even realizing it. By wiping the car, including the headlights, with a dry cloth from time to time, the driver unwittingly causes minute damage to the glass. They gradually increase and become visible even to the eye. Eventually, the number and size of these damages becomes so large that the light from the headlights is noticeably dimmed. The driver is left with two choices. So, he needs to either buy new, completely transparent glass, spending personal budget, or polish the headlights of the car with their own hands, which is much cheaper, but gives almost the same effect. Features of headlight polishing. Often drivers, especially inexperienced ones, wonder how often they need to polish their headlights. There is no unambiguous answer to this question and cannot be, because a car is not the same as a car. Much depends on the period of use, driving technique, skill, accuracy of the driver, quality of headlights, and other factors. Therefore, it is logical to say that it should be done as necessary, in direct dependence on the condition of the headlight glass, whether they are in complete disrepair or still bearable. For one driver, such a procedure may be necessary almost once every 2 or 3 years, and for another, much less often, once every 10 years. Read also, How to Put Your Own Hands on the Headlights Washer. Many people are interested in how to polish headlights themselves. It should be borne in mind that the polishing process itself consists of 2 equivalent operations, grinding the glass and then polishing it. The first of them is a rough initial treatment of the surface that is damaged and causes concern for the driver. This is followed by a fine, filigree finishing of this surface. There are many options here, and everyone is free to choose the one he prefers. With the help of purchased means for auto polishing by means of sandpaper with the use of a grinder, diamond, or toothpaste. Polishing with purchased auto chemicals. Polishing with the use of purchased car chemicals is one of the most common methods. Its advantage is that the modern industry produces for motorists quite ready, tested, and effective means that have proven themselves in practice. This is a polish for headlights and other devices. Each of them is accompanied by a detailed instruction on how to polish. The range of their prices is quite large, but it should be noted that the expensive polish is not always the most effective. Sometimes cheaper domestic or foreign means give the same, if not better, result. Polishing with sandpaper. As practice has shown, the use of sandpaper often gives a great result if you polish correctly. Experts recommend starting work with this sandpaper of the largest grit, brand P400-800. With its help, self-polishing headlights assumes, of course, systematicity and patience. It is necessary to clearly perform all the necessary process, passing the glass from bottom to top, or vice versa, and then from left to right, etc. Many people prefer to make circular movements. Experts give advice on how to properly polish headlights. According to them, it is in the uniformity of treatment of the entire surface of the headlamp that the successful result lies. Therefore, at the second stage, the sandpaper is used with a smaller grit, say, P1000, etc. Each time you should reduce the grit size, spending at least 6-7 minutes for each headlight. By hand, the process of polishing manually, of course, takes a lot of time and effort. Therefore, some drivers try not to use it, more willingly resorting to mechanical polishing, although the manual method has its undeniable advantages. The main one is that when processing manually, you can pay special attention to the most damaged or fogged areas of the glass, which is more difficult to do with mechanical polishing. Read also, how to connect DHO in the turn signals of the car grinder. Excellent polishing of car headlights can also be done with the help of a grinder. Its advantage is that, firstly, polishing with it does not require significant physical effort, and secondly, allows you to carry out this process with maximum uniformity. However, the second circumstance often relaxes the driver, believing that in this case, polishing will occur as if by itself, automatically, without the use of the human factor, which is fundamentally flawed. Polishing headlights with toothpaste. There are many stories among drivers about the amazing effects of polishing headlights with ordinary toothpaste. These opinions are polar. So, some consider it almost a panacea for all problems with headlights. Others, on the contrary, fundamentally reject the very idea of its use. Most likely, the truth is in the middle, but it is not recommended to bet too much on toothpaste. Polishing glass headlights with diamond paste. It is much more common for drivers to use diamond polishing products. Paste for polishing headlights of this format is repeatedly tested in real conditions and proved its effectiveness in practice. However, in the case of plastic parts, it must be handled very carefully. Beforehand, it is necessary to carefully study the manufacturer's instructions to find out whether it cannot damage the plastic surface, which is softer than glass. As with any important car-related endeavor, any advice from experienced colleagues or professionals will be valuable. To minimize risk, it's best to seek help from professionals at service stations, although this option is more costly. In conclusion, effective headlight polishing at home is a simple yet rewarding task that can significantly enhance your vehicle's appearance and safety. By following the steps outlined in this video, you can restore clarity to your headlights using easily accessible materials. Remember to take your time, be patient, and always prioritize safety while working. With just a little effort, you can enjoy improved visibility on the road and extend the life of your headlights. Thank you for watching, and happy polishing.